The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Law 43. Work on the heart and mind of others. Coercion creates a reaction that will eventually work against you. You must seduce others into wanting to move in your direction. A person you have seduced becomes your loyal pawn, and the way to seduce others is to operate on their individual psychologies and weaknesses. Soften up the resistant by working on their emotions, playing on what they hold dear and what they fear. Ignore the hearts and minds of others, and they will grow to hate you. Near the end of the reign of Louis XV, all of France seemed desperate for change. When the king's grandson and chosen successor, the future Louis XVI, married the 15-year-old daughter of the Empress of Austria, the French caught a glimpse of the future that seemed hopeful. The young bride, Marie Antoinette. But as soon as Marie Antoinette became queen, she abandoned herself to the pleasures she loved most. Ordering and wearing the most expensive gowns and jewelry in the realm, sporting the most elaborate hair in history, her sculpted coiffures rising as much as 3 feet above her head, and throwing a constant succession of masked balls and feats. All of these whims she paid for on credit, never concerning herself with the cost or who paid the bills. She had been running up her huge expenditures. The country was headed for ruin, but her subjects could rot in hell for all she cared. In 1789, an unprecedented event took place, the beginning of the French Revolution. The Queen did not worry. Let the people have their little rebellion, she seemed to think. It would soon quiet down and she would be able to resume her life of pleasure. That year the people marched on Versailles, forcing the royal family to quit the palace and take residence in Paris. This was a triumph for the rebels, but it offered the Queen an opportunity to heal the wounds she had opened and establish contact with the people. The Queen, however, had not learned her lesson. Not once would she leave the palace during her stay in Paris. In October of 1793, when the revolution officially declared the end of the monarchy, she was found guilty and finally knelt at the guillotine, unrepentant and defiant to the bitter end. Here are 5 of the most disastrous attitudes in the realm of power. Types like Marie Antoinette live in their own bubble. They seem to feel they are born kings and queens and that attention is owed them. They do not consider anyone else's nature, but bulldoze over people with their self-righteous arrogance. Pampered and indulged as children, so as adults they still believe that everything must come to them, convinced of their own charm. They make no effort to charm, seduce, or gently persuade anyone. When the energy and the art of seduction commands that at all times you must attend to those around you, gauging their particular psychology, tailor your words to what you know will entice and seduce them. The higher you are elevated above the crowd, the greater the need to remain attuned to the hearts and minds of those below you. Create a base of support to maintain you at the pinnacle. Your first option, to not distress yourself with such petty affairs, may be quick and easy, but over time it brews ugly emotions in the hearts of the vanquished. Their resentment turns to hatred. Such animosity keeps you on the edge. You spend your energy protecting what you've gained, growing paranoid and defensive. Without that base of support, your power will teeter, and at the slightest change of fortune, those below you will gladly assist in your fall from grace. Force will only strengthen their resistance. Think critically before you act. Use patience. It brings you peace of mind. It converts a potential enemy into a pillar of support. Take the time to calculate and attune yourself to your target's emotional makeup and psychological weaknesses. Be alert to what separates them from everyone else, their individual psychology, and what they share with everyone else. Soften them up, alternate harshness with mercy, and play on their basic fears, hate, jealousy, and also primary emotions. Once you break them down, you will have a lifelong friend and fiercely loyal ally, demonstrating as simply as possible how an action will benefit them. Self-interest is the strongest motive of all. It secures the deal. The wider your support base, the stronger your power. But tread lightly, understanding that one alienated, disaffected soul can spark a blaze of discontent. You too must constantly win over more allies on all levels. A time will inevitably come when you will need them. And as always, thanks for watching.